You are looking live.
Here comes the play. Goodman at the free throw line. Jumper.
He broke his ankles. He is Houdini.
Mickey Mantle don't care about you, so why should you care about him? Nobody cares.
That's not a good call. No.
You don't like that call.
I don't like that call.
Woo, 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 woo. Not so fast.
The Arizona Coyotes will be getting a break from Glendale, Arizona, as the deal with them and Gila River Arena has come up and will not be renewed, I should say. And they will be playing their home games at the Arizona State University's arena next season. It's a brand new multi-purpose arena they have there, and that's where they'll be playing their home games not only next season, but the season after that, and possibly even the season after that in 2024-25. And this was brought up on In the Zone earlier today, and I didn't realize how small the Arizona State arena is. And the other co-host on In the Zone, Joshua Gerhardt, today said that this new arena that the Coyotes will be playing in next year is smaller than the Giant Center in Hershey. It can hold in terms of capacity, holds less than the Giant Center in Hershey, and that's just kind of wild to think about. Like imagine the Capitals or Flyers playing a home game in the Giant Center. That just doesn't seem right, but that's how it's going to be for the Arizona Coyotes. And for those that are into hockey and they know a lot about it, you might be thinking, well, there seems to be a trend here with the Coyotes. And for those of you that are not so familiar with it, you might be wondering, what are you talking about? Well, the Coyotes used to be in Phoenix, used to be the Phoenix Coyotes. Then they moved to Glendale, and they changed their name to the Arizona Coyotes because, well, they weren't in Phoenix anymore, which is where Glendale is where they were, or where they are now. And now they'll be moving to Tempe, where the Arizona State arena is. And Tempe is where they want to be anyway. That's where they want to move. They want to get a brand new arena there. But this will now be their second time relocating. Their second time relocating in one state and their third different place. And it leads me to wonder, is hockey going to work in Arizona? Right? Obviously, the Coyotes have been around for a long time. They've been around since about, I believe, the 90s or so. So it has a good following, right? But there's no doubt about it. They do have trouble getting fans in the arena. They do have trouble packing the arena up. They're one of the lowest. They're one of the teams that are worst in terms of attendance, I should say. And I don't care how many different times you move, whether it's Glendale, Phoenix, Tempe, Tucson. It doesn't matter. You can move to every single city in Arizona and try it out, and I'm just not sure it's going to work. And I think that having hockey in the South is just an odd thing to think about anyway, but it's a very delicate thing because you have to have a good team, right? And the Coyotes have been hit or miss. They've either been really bad or they've been really good. And this year, they're really bad. You look at all the teams in the South. Dallas, they've been so-so. They've had good years, but they've never been terrible. The Florida Panthers, they had some struggles before, but now they're really good. Tampa Bay Lightning, they seem to be a team that's in the race for the Stanley Cup Finals every year. And that's the thing. If you're going to be a hockey team in the South, right, that is odd to think about anyway, but if you're going to be a hockey team in the South, you have to be good. You cannot be garbage. Because we saw what happened with the Atlanta Thrashers. That didn't last too long because they weren't that good. And, well, you go down to, for sake of argument, Atlanta or Miami, not a lot of people are going to be talking about hockey down there. You go to Texas, not a lot of people are going to be talking about hockey. There's a reason why there's one hockey team in the whole big state of Texas. And it is interesting to think that there are a lot of hockey teams in California, right? You got the LA Kings, Anaheim Ducks, San Jose Sharks. Like there's a good amount of teams there. And I think that's just because there's a lot of people in California anyway, so that's going to work. A lot of big cities there, so on and so forth. The Las Vegas Golden Knights, Vegas is maybe not so much about the fans there, but more so about the fact that it's Vegas. It's just that there's going to be people there no matter what, whether it's people that are, that live close by, or whether they're just people coming and going for vacation or whatever. It's Vegas, all right? So hockey is a northern thing, no doubt about it. But the Coyotes, like a team in Arizona, they've struggled in the past, and they've been kind of hopping around a lot. I think it might be time to move on for the Arizona Coyotes, excuse me, not the Cardinals. Cardinals stunk too this year. They were really disappointing as well, but that's not the point. And not only the fact that, it might just not work because they're in Arizona, but I think it also may not work because now they're in the Central Division with the two expansion teams of Vegas and Seattle. Arizona is was pushed into the Central Division. And the other teams in the Central, Nashville, Dallas, Minnesota, Chicago, Colorado, Winnipeg, St. Louis. Arizona is pretty far away. The closest team the team that they are closest to is probably Colorado or Dallas. And like road games, like that's a lot of traveling. And no wonder there's not a lot of people coming to Coyotes games, right? Because when you're playing your big division matchup, against Nashville or Dallas or Minnesota, and maybe not a lot of fans are coming across the country to come watch their team play, right? You think about the Pacific Division. If the Golden Knights play the Kings, or the Kings play the Ducks, or the Kings play the Sharks, or vice versa, so on and so forth, that's relatively close by. So you might say, okay, from LA to Vegas, we can do that. Go to LA to San Jose or Anaheim, whatever. Pick 2 out of those 4 or whatever. That's pretty doable, right? But going from Chicago to Arizona, you'll say, I think I'll watch that one on TV. I think I'll catch that one on TV. So having them in the Central Division was going to be a tough, we knew that was going to be tough. But now the fact that, and who knows, maybe this could just be the biggest coincidence in the history of coincidences. But the fact that as soon as they move to the Central Division, their attendance, like their already low attendance, plummets even further. That's kind of interesting. Maybe not so coincidental after all. And you might be thinking, okay, if they move out of Arizona, where would they go? One possibility is Houston, but as I mentioned, you got to have a good hockey team to survive in the South. And I don't know that Texas is going to support 2 hockey teams. I just don't, you go down to Texas, and while I've never been to Texas, I don't imagine they're talking about hockey too much down there. I don't know if they're like, hey, Dallas Stars are playing tonight. Everybody is, everybody and their brother is going to be watching that game. It's either you really like it or you're like, I don't really care, whatever. What I think are the 3 best scenarios for moving out of Arizona are Utah, Salt Lake City, where the Jazz play, Kansas City, or Indianapolis. And Kansas City, I think, would be great because they've got the T-Mobile Arena. It's really confusing, actually, because I think it's T-Mobile Arena. Because, no, T-Mobile Center is in Kansas City. It used to be the Sprint Center, so it's probably T-Mobile Center. Because in Vegas, where the Golden Knights play, that, I believe, is T-Mobile Arena. I don't know. They're really not doing us any favors by naming 2 stadiums, 2 sports stadiums, very similar things. T-Mobile Arena and T-Mobile Center. It was Sprint Center, so I believe it's T-Mobile Center. They've already got a pretty decent-sized arena there that isn't honestly used for too much other than concerts and the Big 12 tournament for basketball. So that could work. And that plops them right there in that Central Division. And I understand that's going to be, if you move to Kansas City, you're going to be competing with the St. Louis Blues, who have a tremendous following. So it's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough market, but I think it's doable. Utah, in Salt Lake City. They've already got an arena there where the Jazz play. And, I know there may not be too many people in Utah. There may not be too many sports fans in Utah. But I think if you really want to start building something there in terms of a sports market, that is a great place to start. You already have a basketball team who's been pretty good. They've been consistently making the playoffs. You already have a solid following. Throw in, hey, we got a hockey team. Come visit for the hockey game. Come by. And some people might say, okay, yeah. They got the Jazz are playing tomorrow. The hockey team, the Coyotes, they may not call themselves the Coyotes, but they're playing the night before. Sure, why not? That is a realistic possibility. And then this is the third one for a reason, because I don't know that it's totally realistic, but Indianapolis. And I know that the Hoosier State is primarily a basketball state, right? They got, not only they have the the Indiana Pacers, but you've got Indiana. It's huge for college basketball is what I'm getting at. Indiana, Butler, Purdue, so on and so forth. I'm sure there's others that I'm missing as well. So that the Hoosier State is obviously a basketball state. I get that. But throwing a hockey team up there, again, that puts you real close by other teams in the Central Division. All of a sudden, you're going to start getting more Chicago Blackhawks fans going to road games. You're going to start getting more Minnesota Wild fans going to away games. You're going to start getting some more people going to your games because you're in a closer place to play. So that's a possibility. Some other ones, as I mentioned, that were thrown out there were Houston. I don't think that's going to work. Oklahoma City, I'm not so sure that's going to work either. And then New Orleans, which I don't know. I think you go down to the Big Easy, and it's Gumbo and the Saints and Mardi Gras. It's not. Yeah, even the Pelicans don't have a great crowd. They don't have great attendance numbers. I don't know that they could support a hockey team either. I'm not so sure about that.
Shut up and sit down.